In 2025, Europe is making its biggest travel changes in years. From a new £10 entry fee for UK visitors and digital border systems to higher tourist taxes in major cities, your European trip is going to be very different. Whether you're planning a short vacation or a long stay, these changes will impact all international travelers heading to Europe. Stay tuned as we explain all the important changes for your European trip next year. Big changes are coming to European travel, and it's all about the new digital border systems. Imagine arriving at the airport, and instead of getting your passport stamped, you'll face a digital scanner. That's the new Entry-Exit System, EES, in action. This system is pretty groundbreaking. Instead of a border officer checking your passport, you'll use facial recognition and fingerprint scanners. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's happening in 2025. Here's the game changer. This system will track every entry and exit, so no more guessing about how long you've stayed in Europe. The system will know exactly when you entered and left, making visa overstays nearly impossible. And there's more. Along with EES, Europe is introducing ETIAS, which works like the US ESTA system. If you're from one of the 60 countries that don't need a visa, you'll need to apply online before your trip. It costs €7, and you'll answer questions about your background, health, and travel history. The good news is that once approved, your ETIAS is good for 3 years or until your passport expires, whichever comes first. You can travel multiple times, as long as you don't stay over 90 days in a 180-day period. This is just the beginning. There's plenty more to know. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated on all these changes. Starting January 8, 2025, the UK is introducing the Electronic Travel Authorization (ETA) system. If you're from countries like the United States, Canada, or Australia, you'll need to get this authorization before you can board a flight to the UK. Here's the deal. The ETA will cost £10. You'll need to apply online, and it's not just a formality. The UK government will be checking your background. While most applications will be approved within a few hours, some might take up to 3 business days. Don't leave it until the last minute. But wait, there's more. Starting April 2nd, 2025, even EU citizens will need an ETA to enter the UK. The good news is that once approved, your ETA is valid for multiple entries over 2 years, and you can stay up to 6 months each time you visit. Just keep in mind, it's not a work permit. If you plan to work in the UK, you'll need a proper visa. What's really convenient about this system is that it's digitally linked to your passport. When you check in at the airport, the airline staff can instantly verify if you have a valid ETA, meaning less hassle at the border and hopefully shorter lines at immigration. Here's some exciting news for anyone traveling in Europe. The Schengen area is getting bigger. Starting January 1st, 2025, Bulgaria and Romania are officially joining the Schengen zone, and this is a big deal for several reasons. First, let's break down what this means. Once these countries join, you won't have to deal with those annoying border checks when traveling between them and other Schengen countries. If you're driving from Hungary to Romania or from Greece to Bulgaria, you won't need to stop at the border. You can just keep driving, like crossing from France to Germany. This is especially great for road trip lovers. You can now plan trips through Eastern Europe without worrying about border delays. Imagine driving from Vienna to Budapest, then into Romania to visit Transylvania, and on to Bulgaria's Black Sea coast, all without having to stop at a border checkpoint. But it's not just about convenience. This expansion will also boost tourism in both countries. Airlines can offer more flights between cities without separate border checks, and bus and train companies can provide more direct routes. This means more options and potentially better prices for travelers. For local businesses in Bulgaria and Romania, this is a game changer. The tourism industry is expecting a big boost as it becomes easier for travelers to include these countries in their European plans. And let's be honest, both countries have some amazing spots that are well worth visiting. Here's something that could affect your travel budget. Tourist taxes are being overhauled across Europe. Many cities and regions are either introducing new fees or increasing existing ones to manage over-tourism and fund local infrastructure. Venice is leading the way with a controversial new system starting in April 2025. If you're just visiting for the day, you'll need to pay up to €10, depending on the time of day. They're using a dynamic pricing system. If you book early, you might pay less, but if you show up last minute on a busy day, you'll pay the full amount. Venice isn't alone in this. Greece is raising its tourist tax nationwide. The daily rate is jumping from 50 cents to €2, and during the high season, you could be paying up to €8 a day. While it might not seem like much for a family staying 2 weeks, it can add up. Portugal is also getting in on the action. In Madeira, the beautiful islands off the African coast, you'll now need to pay €3 to use any of their 30 hiking trails. It might seem a bit steep, but the money is being used to maintain the trails and protect the environment. And in the historic city of Évora, a tourist tax is also being planned, though the details are still being worked out. So, when planning your trip to Europe, keep these new fees in mind. They could impact your budget. The landscape of investment migration in Europe is changing in 2025, and Greece is leading the way with a new approach to its Golden Visa program. While other countries are rethinking their investment schemes, Greece is introducing an innovative path that focuses on startups. Instead of just investing in real estate, you can now get residency by investing €250,000 in approved Greek startups. But there's a catch. You can't own more than 33% of the company, and you must create at least 2 jobs within the first year. Plus, those jobs need to stick around for 5 years. This shift shows how Greece is looking to attract not just wealth, but also innovation and job creation, making it a great move for entrepreneurs and tech talent. Meanwhile, Spain is at a crossroads with its Golden Visa program. They had initially planned to end property-based golden visas, but a Senate veto has caused some uncertainty. This is part of a broader trend in Europe where countries are reconsidering these programs, weighing the economic benefits against the potential impact on local housing markets. France is introducing some big changes for anyone hoping to live there long-term. Starting in 2025, language skills are becoming mandatory for residence permits, and they're not just asking for basic tourist French. For a multi-year residence permit, you'll need to prove you can handle everyday situations, have basic conversations, and understand simple written texts. If you're aiming for the 10-year permit, you'll need a B1 level. This means you should be able to discuss work, school, and leisure with reasonable fluency. Why this change? France wants long-term residents to fully integrate into society. It's all about being able to work, socialize, and participate in community life. While the exact date for this rule is still uncertain, one thing's clear: if you're planning to live in France, it's time to start learning French. We've covered a lot of important changes happening in 2025 for travelers heading to Europe. Whether it's the new digital border systems, mandatory tourist taxes, or updated residence permit rules, it's clear that your European trip is going to look a little different. Be sure to stay informed and plan ahead so you're ready for these updates. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any future travel tips. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.